Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Maneater series. I'm your host, Jonathan Mooney, and I'm here with a special guest, Jackey Hall. How you doing, Jackey?
Wonderful.
And Jackey and I just watched the actual movie, Maneater.
Which I actually thought was about a man eating a man.
Yeah, but it wasn't. Not at all. It was about a tiger, a man-eating tiger.
Yep.
That basically got loose from the black market. Like a truck basically saw a kid in the middle of the road that was sleepwalking, crashed into a tree. All of a sudden, the tiger got loose and ate the guy, and all of a sudden all hell broke loose in the small town. Because, where else would a tiger be, in the woods like that,
I don't know. I'm still confused at the definition you just gave anyways, but...
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, it happened. It happened. That's the story so far. So they end up basically getting terrorized in a small town. Once again, like many of these movies, and we've watched another movie similar in the tone of like Jaws, and that's what it is. Like the mayor doesn't want to shut down the big event.
Just said it in a similar tone of Jaws.
Yeah.
Who hasn't seen Jaws?
No, I'm just saying it's like similar tone. It's a similar storyline.
I'm sorry, I like to pick on you.
I know, but I'm just saying it's a similar storyline.
Okay. Yep.
There's the sheriff, played by Gary Busey, who was very non-Gary Busey.
He was very serious.
Yeah, he had a couple weird lines, but he was very normal, Like, there might have been times where you're like, okay, that's a Gary Busey bit, But most of the time, he was just being Gary Busey. Like a good, normal version of him, I guess. He was the sheriff of the town. He's been there, throughout his whole years and everything. Grew up in this small town.
You can tell by the way he walks, he's crazy, though.
Probably.
He has
I
that, crazy walk.
I didn't notice that.
Rewatch it. He's got the...
He does sort of.
Where his top body is a little bit...
shaky?
No, it's a little bit more forward than the back part of his body.
He's always wearing suits,
That are too big for him.
Yeah, you noticed that with the pants. Pants were too big.
Huge.
Yeah, that was very strange.
Whatever.
So, let's see. And so... Gary Busey is the sheriff. There's a mayor who did not want the town's what was it, like a corn and something, I don't know, corn and bean or something festival. There was a festival that they didn't want shut down, and it was just so strange to me. Because if there was a man-eating tiger out in the fucking woods and everything, the festival would be the last thing you worry about. But once again, it goes back to Jaws. The mayor didn't want to shut down the beaches. Now, that makes sense. I don't want to close down the beaches because there's so many people that want to whatever. It didn't seem like everybody was clamoring for that festival. You know what I mean?
But it was a tiny town.
Yeah, but
so that's probably everyone's thing that they
I know,
do
but they could have just waited a couple.
But they didn't. That's not how it was fucking written.
I know, but I'm just saying, the point of me arguing about this is, it should have. It should have. But it didn't, you're right. And so the mayor of the town basically, makes it go on. I was kind of disappointed, though, because, okay, so in Jaws, they open the beaches anyway.
Yeah.
And the shark attacks somebody and kills somebody, right?
Yeah.
There was no attack on the parade or whatever, the festival, which would have been...
wasn't Jaws.
I know, but that would have been cool. I would have loved to see that, Otherwise, it was kind of boring to me. I don't know. See what I'm saying? Okay, then they had the festival and then nothing happened.
That's on you, boo-boo.
Then nothing happened.
That's on you, boo-boo.
I know, but it's just boring to me. So then there's also a hunter who came from India
He looked like he had hair growing out of his nose.
Yeah, he had a little mustache.
But it came from
yeah, it
here
goes around like that.
instead of like here.
I think
it came from here.
It was sort of like what is it? The Perot, Hercule Perot from I guess England. That just that sort of style of mustache. You've never seen that before, had you?
Nope.
So
God bless you, Jackey Hall.
Yes, God bless you, Jackie. So let's see. So there's the mayor, there's a hunter, there's a sheriff, there's a bunch of soldiers that are sent to kill the tiger, and the tiger is a very silent, when he attacks. I mean, nobody
Tigers
sees
are
it coming.
silent when they attack.
I know, but like, I still think.
Have you ever watched National Geographic?
Yeah, but
the motherfuckers are silent.
But what I'm saying is, they are silent, but you would still hear something like them taking the body away.
Maybe
it shows
not.
that. I don't know.
Tigers are very smart animals.
True that.
I'm being serious. They're
no,
very
I know.
intelligent.
They are, but I'm just saying, I still think it would be a little louder.
And they normally hunt in packs. Oh.
Do they?
Actually,
I don't think they do.
That's a lie. Tigers are normally alone.
Yeah, they're alone. I think
it's lions.
Lions that hunt in packs, maybe.
Yep, I was wrong.
Tigers are very solo.
I learned that from the Tiger King, by the way.
Yeah. Well, the Tiger King, I don't know what he would have gave this, movie.
Who gives a shit?
That would have been funny.
The guy's in jail.
Guy's in jail. He didn't even get pardoned. He wasn't even able to get out.
Boo-hoo.
But let's see.
Do you remember how many animals he hurt in the case?
It's true.
For cub petting?
Yeah.
Where do you think all those cubs went?
Well,
they grew up to become big tigers that went where?
I don't know. I didn't watch the show. I don't give a fuck about Tiger King. Anyway, nope.
Okay.
So in this movie, we were basically there was a bit with the little boy, who basically had
a crazy ass mom. Overly religious.
He was overly religious. He lived in a trailer, and he was what?
That was not really a trailer. That was like a pull behind trailer, like a bullet trailer. This wasn't a double wide.
Yeah, this wasn't like a big. This was like a really small, like I guess 2-person trailer. Yep. Which was perfect because there's only 2 people in the trailer, the mom and the son. Nobody we don't know anything about her, his dad or why.
No, they didn't know character development.
Yeah, there was no explanation.
It just was what it was.
There was no explanation, and I literally think that the whole scene was made so that at the end, Gary Busey and his wife's character, whatever the wife could have a child at the end, because that's literally just what happens. Is the child is an orphan basically at that point and goes to the sheriff, Which I don't think that's how it would really work necessarily.
And in real life, no one would give Gary Busey a child.
Well, they did he's got a child. Jake Busey.
He had them on their own.
Oh, yeah, they wouldn't just give
No one would just give him one.
Okay, I get what you're saying. I was gonna say,
God.
He has a child.
Gary, I love you. Honestly, if you ever see this, and I know you won't, I freaking love you. But no one's ever going to give you a child.
Yeah, they're not going to just give you one.
There's no way you can adopt.
But, so that character, this boy, he starts kind of seeing the tiger in his dreams, and he keeps thinking, I guess things start happening, and it's sort of like premonitions, because he has a premonition or a dream that the man is gonna die, the hunter, and he doesn't.
But his mom keeps saying he has imaginary friends.
His mom keeps telling him he has imaginary friends,
I did that.
Yeah, that was interesting. So,
he had to go to school and go straight home and read the Bible every day.
He didn't go to school. He was homeschooled. Because he went over to his friend's house and his mom, or the friend's mom was asking him about, like, where do you go to school? And he was like, far away. But, like, he was trying to not tell him that he does the homeschool because I think they would be worried about him or something, you know? Like, so he tries to hide all the
I'm not gonna lie.
craziness.
I blacked out through that whole part. I have no idea.
Yeah. So there was a lot of little things with the kid. But on the same sense, like, you know, yeah, it was, and he was cool. Like, I liked him in it. He later on the actor went on to be in, like, Beverly Hills 90210 remake.
Did he? That little kid?
Yeah.
Aww.
So I think if I'm correct,
good for him.
I could be wrong, because I know he's in it. I'm not sure what role, but I think he's supposed to be like Ian Ziering's kid or something, or one of Brian Austin Green's, one of their kid in it, like that. You know, whatever. Like, you know, he's out. What?
This is taking way to explain with I know, you know.
I don't know.
I know. You know, you know, you know.
I know.
You know, it took care with, you know, I know. You don't know. We know, you know. Now we all know.
No, we don't.
Okay, on with.
So, basically the kid is out there doing this stuff. I don't know. It's just, it just got so weird with him. Like,
he's a fucking lantern. He's in the middle of the woods.
Yeah.
For no reason.
Yeah, he's in the middle of the woods at night. You know, like,
as children do.
Yeah. I understand if you're living in the middle of the woods, like, it gets kind of scary kind of thing, but you don't go looking for scary stuff.
Not deep in the woods with a lantern.
You stay in your really small ass bullet trailer and
you stay in your bed.
Yeah.
You think the monsters are under your bed.
But he wasn't. That was the one thing. The guy said to him, you know, you're not scared of the hunter said, you're not scared of the monster, are you? Or the tiger, are you? And he wasn't. He was not. The kid was not scared. I think he thought he had a kinship with this tiger, and he kind of did, because there was like one scene with the tiger outside his house, and it looked like he was sort of protecting the house, the trailer, and I thought that was kind of neat. Like, I feel like there was a little bit of a kinship between.
I still don't get the connection though.
I mean, there's no real connection. Because there's nothing ever explained.
Right, so I can't think it's cool because there's no connection.
Also go back to the soldiers. The soldiers did not want the hunter helping out. The soldiers did not want anybody helping out.
Oh.
And we had a nosy reporter that just kept butting into everything, which after a while it got kind of annoying, you know, but in the beginning, like, I was like, it's the nosy reporter who's seen all these kind of movies. And then after a while, I was like, okay, you're not just like bothering them, you're sort of bothering my process, because I'm just trying to watch the movie or whatever, and there's this annoying character, you know. And she doesn't get eaten, so that was kind of sad. You know, because when there's an annoying character, I like them to get eaten.
I feel like in B movies, there's always that character.
Right. And they always get eaten.
Well,
generally.
98% of the time.
Right. So, I just wish that was the point, but, you know, the 98%.
Your wishes don't always come true.
I know. And sadly, it was the not that percentage. But it was still a cool, like, my favorite scene of the whole movie was when he was doing the press release, and she was like, "What does this mean, Sheriff?" It was like, it means there's a wild tiger out there and he's eating people. You know, like, it was like the most simplest explanation of the thing, but it was like, how did they not get that from what he was saying? You know, like,
they did. It was just bad writing. I'm sorry to the writer.
It was funny though. It made me laugh. Gary Busey delivered it perfectly.
He did, and it made him laugh.
Yeah, it made a laugh. So, the other thing I didn't like is the mayor having the son. So we find out later that the son was the deputy guy that gets eaten by the tiger, and there's just like this really dramatic scene that takes place at the cop, at the station, police station. Yes, at the police station. So there's this like really emotional scene, but the problem is like I feel like the writing was not that great, because there should have been a scene beforehand explaining, hey, you better take care of my son, kind of thing, because now all of a sudden it's like, oh, okay, this guy is, you know what I mean? Like it should have been more of that, because then we could have cared when the guy died, because literally I didn't care whatsoever when he died, because I didn't really get to know him.
There was no character development anywhere. What do you fucking expect?
I know, and I was hoping that there would be. So
why are you complaining?
Well, no, I'm complaining because there wasn't, and there should have been more.
There was none.
No.
And that happens a lot in B movies.
Right. Maybe, the next time the writers...
This was for solely entertainment.
Right.
It's not for definitely... a background story. It was not for anyone to really understand. It was just for you to watch and have fun and watch it.
I did like, it feels like a sci-fi, like a made for sci-fi movie. Like everything that happens is very much sci-fi like. So I really enjoyed that.
Yep.
Like I enjoy those kind of movies.
Feels like my life. Makes no sense.
Okay, there you go.
Happening everywhere.
There you go.
Has no backstory.
Thankfully, there's no tigers in LA. So, that's good. I don't think there is any. There's that zoo, like the Los Angeles Zoo.
If it woke up in my bathroom tomorrow morning, I wouldn't be surprised.
You're like, oh, there it goes.
There it goes. How do we deal with this?
Okay, here's another problem.
Just another problem.
But yeah, there was no tiger in the, and it was so funny how everybody just sort of reacted.
On my shirt. I'm sorry, but I'm pouring. My allergies are terrible, and don't worry, the shirt is dirty anyway, so it's gonna go in the wash. Okay. I had to explain. I'm wiping my nose. It's pouring. It's allergy season.
Okay. So the just made me lose my train of thought because I was.
What doesn't make you lose your train of thought?
Well, anyway, so overall, I actually thought this was a fun movie. It
actually was shot really well.
It was shot really well. The
acting wasn't bad.
The acting wasn't like really terrible. Some of the acting was not the greatest, but most of the time,
storyline was the worst.
I think it was storyline, like the idea that like how people reacted to the tiger. Like I'm sorry, but if there was a tiger,
where did you guys get the real tiger? By the way,
I don't know, but it was kind of cool that they used a real tiger. And I don't know, there's a really cool scene with the mom getting killed, and the tiger was like mauling her. And I actually thought, like, it looked real. Like, it looked... it wasn't, obviously, but it looked real. No,
they did a good job. I'm just saying, like, do you call your local zoo and you're like, can I borrow your tiger for the day?
There's got to be,
Obviously, they don't do that.
I know. But what I'm saying is there's probably people who actually have tigers that they allow...
There's plenty of people that have pet tigers... If you haven't watched Tiger King.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying...
Back to that.
Yeah, but...
There's a lot of people who have tigers who probably...
Loan them out to film.
Loan their tigers out.
Yeah, to film studios and stuff. So, I'm sure that's what it was.
Probably. Where was it shot?
I want to say... not Los Angeles, but... somewhere in California, probably. No. Either California or Canada. Because they do, Sci-Fi does a lot of stuff in Canada.
I don't think it was done here. Let's look it up. What's the name of it?
Maneater.
With Gary?
Yes, with Gary Busey. But yeah, I just really, 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 I enjoyed this movie. This movie is cute. It's fun. It had really fun moments especially with the tiger and with Gary. Gary just did an amazing job, like as the sheriff to me. Like
This is a 2011 movie.
No, that's not the same movie, is it? I thought it was 2008.
Ooh, oh God.
But it could be 2011.
Hold on.
Didn't you just see it say Gary Busey? Sorry, guys. This is so boring for you guys, I'm sure.
Oh, who gives a shit? Just keep talking. Wow, look at this.
Say Maneater Gary Busey and you'll find it.
I already did that. Didn't work.
How did it not work? Anyway. I thought... Well, I mean, I guess... I really want to hear more of your thoughts about it.
It was in fucking Canada, bruh.
Yeah, that's what I said.
That's not what you said. You said maybe.
Maybe in Canada. Yeah, I don't know.
And this was 2007.
Oh, okay, I thought 2008, but 2007.
Maneater.
So Winnipeg, it said, right?
Yes.
So Winnipeg, Canada. A lot of sci-fi films are shot in Canada. The thing I'm surprised about now that, you say that is that a lot of times they use local actors and none of them had, like, Canadian accents to me. Like, I never heard any thing that just sounded like they were from the up north. So.
There's a lot of producers on this. I'm sorry. There's only one writer.
And there's Gary Yates directed it. He did Eye of the Beast as well, which is another one we've already covered for this, so that's really cool. And he also did a bunch of like Lifetime Christmas movies and wedding movies and things like that. So that's what he's doing now mainly.
This released September 8th of 2007.
Okay, so it's a 2007 movie. Cool. It's one of the first.
It says live tiger instead of CG animal.
Yeah. They obviously used a live animal, and then but the death scene with the mom and you see her getting mauled, I just don't know how they did that because I mean it looked great, and it did not look like a dummy or something that's being mauled. So I have no idea how they did that, but they did a great job.
They probably did like how they use the trained dogs to attack,
right?
And they wear the gear.
Oh,
they probably did like blue screen gear.
Maybe.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know how else it would have worked.
All right, well, thank you guys for checking this out. Did you have any last words that you wanted to kind of mention about it?
No.
She enjoyed herself just watching it. Just kind of, after a little bit, she would probably...
I'm horrible with films.
Yeah. But I enjoyed it very much. This is the second or third time I've seen this movie, so...
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I need to see it more. But I think I will see it more because Gary just, I think, killed it for me, Like, I just love movies where he's, like, the star of the whole thing and not just in it for, like, 5 minutes and then he's gone.
I love Gary.
Yeah. So, Gary Busey, we love you. We hope you do more movies like this that entertain us,
No,
keep doing it.
Do more that are you. We like crazy you.
We like the crazy Gary.
Yeah, normal Gary's boring.
Yeah, well, I don't know, he wasn't
he did
normal.
a good, like his acting job was good.
I know, but...
I'm just saying we like Gary.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you wanna watch Gary, watch the pet judge show that he's doing. It's on Amazon.
Sounds interesting. Sounds like something I need to start.
You would probably enjoy it. Alright, well, thank you guys for checking this out. I hope you enjoyed it. Check us out in another 2 weeks. Bye.